Hello and welcome back to Remember the Flowers. We will be continuing where we left off, which, if you recall, is after, I believe, Cyrus officially met the leader of the resistance, and they were told that they were about to embark on I believe it was a half a years long mission in which they were to go with someone else in order to gather a whole bunch of lodestars, because apparently lodestars make very good ammo for the type of weapon that Cyrus has. And also, before that, obviously something very important happened in which Cyrus was taken by Axel, Silver, and Karain to Golden Requiem, where unfortunately stuff happened. They got separated. Cyrus was found by some of I forgot their names already, but basically like the attack dogs of Resoom, and they were gonna basically take him back to Resoom, but Axel showed up in time. Unfortunately, he was no match for King, I believe his name is. He's the rhinoceros guy. And yeah, there was a fight. Cyrus was able to turn on his witch time, his little slowing down of time at the expense of his heart, and he was able to take down Patsy and Saber, but not so much King. But thanks to, again, the lodestar and the thing he had, he was able to take down King, thankfully. But yeah. Also, on the flip side, Cooper finally met the leader of Resoom. I believe his name is Darius? Dario? I forget which one it is, because there's two characters that have very similar names. But yeah. And yeah. So stuff is gonna happen. Let's see what that stuff is gonna happen that's gonna be happening. Whatever, you know what I mean. I'm left stunned at the man in front of me. The thing that's in front of me doesn't even look like a human, let alone alive. Presenting Darius Ishmael Octavio in all his glory. A mechanical voice echoes out from the corpse-like body.
That's enough. Back to your post.
Dario bows. Of course, Your Majesty. I hear Dario's footsteps as he walks away, but my eyes stay fixed on Darius. A chill runs down my spine as he finally addresses me.
Welcome, Lance Krager. Tell me, how has Cyrus Cantwell been?
Chapter 17, Departure. I can't even comprehend what he just asked me. I'm frozen and say nothing. Sitting right in front of me is Darius, the same Darius that I swore to kill all those years ago. Now he's my employer. He looks as old as they say, like a mummy hooked up to life support. When he moves his head up to look at me, I jump.
It seems someone is at a loss for words. Not that I can blame you. It's not often that I entertain guests these days. I hope that you can make yourself at home.
Hollow. That's the best that I can describe how he sounds. I nod in his direction. I'm not sure if he can see me with that thing on his head. He doesn't hesitate to continue speaking.
There is no need to feign respect, Lance. I've seen all that I need to know about you in your files.
Without lifting a finger, a screen projects from one of his armrests.
I am told that you are hot-headed and tenacious, and yet you stand there so still. Is it that you're afraid of me?
I can feel my snout twitch. Is he trying to provoke me?
Go on. Speak your mind.
He's as arrogant as all the stories that I've heard about him. I didn't get this far in life by being stupid. Well, mostly. I'm not about to get myself killed just for speaking out of turn.
I see. What a cautious creature.
Sure, whatever you want to call it.
I asked once again, how is Cyrus doing?
Cyrus? I wouldn't know. I haven't seen him in months.
That's not that long ago. I've read the reports, but I wish to hear it directly from you. Humor an old man. He was a good friend once upon a time.
I guess I could say the same. I think back to the little time that I spent with the soft human. Considering his amnesia, I'm not sure that I ever got to meet the real Cyrus. The Cyrus that I knew was naive and more than a little clumsy. But he had a good heart.
As expected from one of our top doctors, at least at the time.
One of our... Wait, does that mean...
How the mighty have fallen. What a shame.
Darius must like to hear the sound of his own artificial voice. I don't respond unless he asks me something.
He had such potential. But as it goes, he turned out to be just another failure. You're aware of our relationship, are you not?
Not exactly, no.
You could call him a colleague of mine. We were both alive during the global announcement of the 7 stars. It was centuries ago, but I remember it vividly. They were as beautiful as they were deadly. Cyrus and I had an argument over whom we should be saving. He eventually swayed me into making about 15 large shelters, though there was rigorous screening in order to enter. Only a select few were allowed in. It was for the progress of medicine, after all. There was no need to bring in those who served no purpose to our cause. He never did quite understand my vision. Naturally, our partnership could not last.
And yet you kept him around? Is that right?
I did. He was working with one of our top scientists back before the fall. To show my gratitude for his cooperation, I promised to make sure he survived. I did just what I said I would do, but it wasn't enough with the boy. Remember this well, Lance Krager. I never break my promises.
I gulp. The fur on my neck rises. A voice in the back of my mind is yelling at me to run away.
Cyrus knew what he had signed up for. He willingly gave his body for science. I couldn't have been prouder. But instead of taking advantage of his newfound immortality, he instead chose to hold an immature grudge. It still leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Just think of the thousands of lives that he could have saved if he had only cooperated and saw the bigger picture. As it were, being at the top of the medical field meant nothing to him. What a selfish boy. And now he is on the run, impeding my plans yet again.
Darius shifts ever so slightly in his seat.
Which leads me to you. I was so thrilled to see that he wasn't lost forever. As quickly as he was taken from me, he was found. Clement thought that he could hide his blunder. It's only a shame the resistance reached him before I could.
I feel my eye twitch.
I will give him credit where it's due, trying to fool us into thinking a different, pristine carrier had been captured. A good effort, I would say. Luckily, you were there to fix his mistake, Lance.
His compliment catches me off guard. Yes, I guess. I was just in the right place at the right time, sir.
Indeed. Dario already briefed you on your new mission, correct?
Yes, sir.
Repeat it back to me.
I am to capture Cyrus and bring him back to Resoom.
Correct. This is top priority. You are to bring Cyrus back to his containment cell, and I will see to it that he never has the opportunity to leave ever again. He will fulfill his promise to me, whether he wants to or not. It's only fair.
What the hell is wrong with this living corpse? Don't mean to interrupt you, sir, but may I ask about my compensation?
What's that?
Considering Cyrus is this organization's top priority, I feel like I'm entitled to something of equal value.
Ah, how about this then? Once I've confirmed Cyrus has been properly restrained, we will transfer 600,000 plumes directly to you.
I furrow my brows and grit my teeth. I recognize that number. Is he toying with me? With all due respect,
Ha ha ha. I only jest. Cyrus is worth much more than that. One would think shelter and an allowance would be enough. Feel free to give us any amount you wish for, I suppose.
I don't know what to say in this situation. I don't even want to be a part of this mission. Money will only get me so far in here, and the bounty being on Cyrus's head of all people. I know what I want, but I'm not sure yet. I need to think about it.
Very well. It is vital that he is returned to where he belongs. You have no doubt had a clear look at my disposition, have you not?
It's hard not to.
Living as long as I have has its fair share of consequences. This body is not the only thing to have weathered away. The human psyche is so fragile and pointless. As one would guess, even my emotions have dulled away over the centuries, but to my advantage. Love, hatred, joy, anger, and sadness. I am above all such petty and useless things now. However, boredom is something that still plagues me. As such, I look forward to seeing more reports from you, Lance. It could be quite entertaining. Ha ha ha.
I haven't known him that long, and I'm already tired of this man. But by now, I've accepted that I'm fucked. I can't run from Resoom no matter what I do. This is my life now. What is money worth if I can't be free? Then... Can I ask one more thing?
You may.
Why are you putting so much trust in me to find Cyrus? I don't have anything to lose at this point. It'd be easy to lead you all on just to protect myself. I'm trapped here after all. If you kill me, no one would care. But killing me means you'll have considerably less chances to find Cyrus. Why don't you answer me that, old man? Darius doesn't respond, and an eerie silence fills the room. I can't gauge his emotions at all, not this corpse. But the silence continues, and now I'm becoming irritated by this man, and by Resoom and all its machinations. I'm right, aren't I? There's no amount of money that you can offer me.
Freedom.
What?
Finish the mission that Fool Clement gave you before he perished. In exchange for Cyrus Cantwell, I promise you, Lance Krager, complete freedom. This would mean removal of your Arcadia collar, of course. To put it simply, I'm asking you to finish the mission you started.
He's joking, right? Just like that? I can feel my throat go dry, but I push through it. Are you crazy? You would let me go despite everything that I know.
Lance, you are a man with no affiliations, no connections, no loyalty. You have no power here, I am afraid.
I could take what I know to the press once I'm gone and reveal everything.
It does not appear that you understand. Let me present you with another quandary. Who would believe the word of a man who has committed crime after crime, even before joining the Fraction? You already betrayed the Resistance, and you would have betrayed Resoom as well. You have nothing, and you have no one. You said it yourself, correct?
That's not what I meant.
Who do you have? Your comrade, Benjamin? And that girl, whatever name she goes by now, they live in ignorance. Neither one of them knows the real person behind the mask. You are not a victim here. You're simply paying for your mistakes.
I ball up my fist so hard that it feels like it might bleed. Stop.
You live to survive. That is why you have committed so many atrocities until now. You're nothing but a rat scrounging for its next meal. Don't make me laugh. Death is not on your agenda. Find me that boy, and you are free to wander that desolate world once again, as you please. Otherwise, you will remain under my control for the rest of your days.
This man is an absolute ball of evil.
If there is nothing else, you may leave. I've already briefed Dario on our meeting.
Yes, sir. I turn on my heel, eager to get away from this decrepit man.
Oh, but before you go, let me give you one piece of advice.
I stop in my tracks, back turned to him.
You would be wise to reconsider ever trying to provoke me again. I will forgive you this time. But heed my warning. If you ever attempt to impede my operations, I'll see to it that you never live a life of peace again. Freedom always comes with a price, after all. Never forget this. Now be gone.
After a moment, I continue walking towards the entrance. The elevator door opens. I'm greeted by Dario once again as we start our descent.
Cyrus, your heart will be mine soon enough.
Dario stands there with the shit-eating grin that I've already become so familiar with. Without a word, I step inside and stand next to Dario. Despite trying to regain my composure, my heartbeat is off the charts and my hands are shaking. I shove them into my pockets to try and hide that fact. It's silent for a few moments before Dario speaks up. So, how did it go? Look at your axiom. He said he already told you. I prefer to hear it from you. It's not every day that Dad calls someone to his office. I look at Dario. He has an aura of smugness, not unlike Artemis. If I ever have to see him face to face again, it'll be too soon. Dario burst out into laughter. I'm not surprised. Most people heave when they see my old man. I don't blame them. I take it you're not particularly close. Isn't it obvious? I'm no more important to him than you are, or anyone else for that matter. Dario shrugs. In public, I'm just his puppet. Anything I say to the people comes directly from him. They think Daddy Dearest has long since passed, a martyr for years to come. He points at the ceiling of the elevator. Meanwhile, he just sits up on his throne like the god he thinks he is. He's got them all fooled. Like God. Per Dad's orders, you're now a ranking member of the Fraction. Joy. Once King is out of the medical ward, you'll be following him. I work. Dario holds his finger to my snout to stop me from talking. I really want to bite it off, and I'm not afraid to show it on my face. Need I remind you where you are? You don't get to make all the decisions anymore. You work for us now. You need to act like it. Besides, I'm sure you and King will get along great. I swipe the human's hand away. And why's that? You both like to cut loose and do things on your own terms. It's not exactly on my own terms if you're the one telling me to do it. Get used to it. This is reality. Darius starts to type on his axiom. My own eventually beeps. There's this month's pay. As a member of the Fraction, you get paid in plumes now instead of that useless currency. Feel free to buy whatever you want. That's a freedom you still have. Like father, like son, telling me what I do and don't have. What can I say? It runs in the family. The elevator dings, signaling our stop. Dario lets himself out first, to which I begrudgingly follow. As much as I'm having fun with you, I do have a meeting with Artemis right about now. Keep in touch, Wolfie. We're going to be working together for the foreseeable future. Don't remind me. And don't forget about poor little Subject O2. I hear she's been missing you. She said that? Well, not to me personally. The security cameras in her room tell us plenty. You're disgusting. Farewell, Lance. You'll see me again soon. Dario gives me one last smirk and walks away, leaving me alone. I start making my way through the halls, still a bit shaken from my encounter with Darius. Now, I finally have a moment to absorb what he told me earlier. I knew Cyrus was important to Resoom, but I never would have guessed in a million years that he used to work with Darius. Who are you, Cyrus? Did you really regain your memories? Is the Cyrus that I knew still in there? Does he remember me? With this new mission, I'll likely get my answers soon enough. But knowing what he's capable of now, this will be anything but simple. I think back on that day, the last time that I saw him, and I feel a pit in my stomach. It's still burned in my memory, that look of betrayal on his face when I... No, I have to get the hell out of here. Cyrus, there will come a day where you and I cross paths again. And when that day comes, I can't promise that anything good will come of it. My pacing footsteps echo throughout the halls of the underground base as I head towards Aaron's room. I grumble to myself out of anxiety. My first mission is coming up. I have to tell him sooner or later. I stare anxiously at the door down the hall. It's the room that Aaron had been recovering in. Vita finally gave me the go-ahead to visit him. Assuming he's already talked to Titania, he must know by now that I joined their resistance. I'm curious how he reacted. Was he happy? Mad? Sad? Not to mention he's still not at 100%. I don't want to cause him more stress. But he's a resilient guy. He should be fine, right? Well. If it isn't the ghost of Resoom. My concentration is broken as a familiar voice greets me. Oscar and Stan walk over from the other side of the hallway. Oh, hey you two. It's been a while. You're telling me? I might as well live somewhere else with how often they send me out. Don't complain. We got paid big this time. Is that all you think about? It's not all I think about, just mostly. Yeez. Anyway, what are you doing? Dogman here could hear you from a few hallways away. Sorry about that. I'm just trying to decide what I'm gonna say to... What was our name for Aaron again? Tusk? Oh yeah! I heard he got hurt real bad recently. Stan clamps Oscar's snout shut. Keep your voice down. Did something happen? You could say that. I'm not sure how much I'm allowed to share. We got ambushed while traveling. I think he's doing better. You think? Oscar tries to talk as if Stan isn't holding his mouth shut. I haven't seen him since it happened. Stan chuckles. Didn't take you for the nervous type. Only when it's appropriate. I'm just not sure what to say. How about a, hey, how are you feeling? It's not hard. It's complicated. You promise to keep your voice down. Oscar tries extra hard to nod to Stan's request. Stan lets go of the husky snout. In my opinion, the longer you wait, the worse it'll be. I know if I was in the hospital, I'd be bummed out if my friends didn't come to visit me. It's not that I don't want to visit him, I don't know. Wait, Oscar gasps. What? Are you trying to, you know... He leans in to whisper, but it's more like quiet yelling. Confess? I pause. My face starts to feel warm. Oh, ew. It always weirds me out when humans blush. Wait, what? I was just joking around. You're really gonna confess to Tusk? That's so cute. I believe in you, Cyrus. He'll say yes for sure. Just watch. Hey. It's not like that. Exactly. Well, as much as I'd love to watch this soap opera play out, we do have to get going. Damn meetings. Cyrus, text me later. You gotta tell me what happens. Stan starts to push Oscar down the hall. Oscar waves back at me. Good luck. I said keep it down. Their bickering fades off into the next hallway. I'm left alone in front of Aaron's room. Again. I take a deep breath and then grab the handle on the sliding door. They're right. How bad could it be? Aaron is sitting comfortably in his hospital bed. He's reading a book. I recognize it easily by the worn cover. It's the one that he was reading when we first met. Besides the bandages around his neck and arms, he doesn't look too bad. I stand at the door long enough for him to notice me. We just stare at each other. Hey. Aaron smiles sheepishly before closing his book, trying to avoid eye contact. Hey. Can I come in? Aaron seems hesitant. Sure. Thanks. I grab a nearby chair and then pull it up to Aaron's bed. He isn't looking at me. So... Having so many things to talk about, I freeze, not sure what to start with. I awkwardly look around the room. I didn't know that there was another medical wing over here. Ah, this whole hallway is the main hospital for the base. Really? Why haven't I been here? They don't have the experience to treat someone who has escaped. That responsibility falls to Vita. Oh, well, it's nice. Glad they gave you a good room. Perks of being a leader, or so I'm told. I see. Glad you seem to be doing well. The tiger is acting indifferent with crossed arms. Everything okay? Aaron shrugs before really looking at me. He raises a brow at me before opening his eyes. So, it's true then. He points to my neck. Oh, I guess I have to get used to this too. Yeah. It's an Arcadia collar. Makes sense that you'd already know. I had my meeting with Atanya. It looks like I'm part of the resistance now. That's what I heard. Don't sound too excited. Wait, sorry. I mean, that's awesome. Congratulations. It's just that, I'm sorry. Hey, it's okay. I was just joking. What's up? You seem tense today. Cyrus, Aaron looks away. How are you feeling? Me? Well, I'm a bit nervous. I have my first mission to prepare for, and... I meant physically. How bad were you hurt after, Well, I had a few broken ribs and internal bruising, which wasn't fun. Vita fixed me up pretty good, though. You don't have to sugarcoat it. It was bad, wasn't it? Nah, really? It's my fault that you got hurt in the first place. I can't believe how stupid I was. That statement takes me aback. Aaron, what happened wasn't your fault. You couldn't have known those goons would be there. But it was my fault. If I didn't get sidetracked, if I didn't leave you alone, none of this would have happened. You can't blame yourself. It was out of your control. It was entirely my fault. Aaron raises his voice. I was the one who brought you to that shithole. I was the one who left you there by yourself. If something had happened to you, how the hell could I have lived with myself? Aaron covers his face with his right paw. How can I call myself a leader? I can't be this incompetent. What's wrong with me? I can't keep a single person safe on my watch. He is visibly trembling. The claws on his left paw are digging deep into the bed sheets. You should be furious with me, Cyrus. How can you trust me after this? Okay, that's enough. I'm not used to interrupting people, let alone Aaron. But maybe this is the right time to confront my feelings about what happened. I won't let him keep spiraling, but I have to speak up. Okay, I won't sugarcoat it for you. Maybe I am being a little bit too nice about this. For your sake, I'll tell it straight to you. You made a bad call. Actually, several bad calls. You left me alone in a lawless city without even thinking about what could happen. You could have at least warned me what to watch out for, like these collars. Aaron flinches at my reprimand. He slumps down, guilt weighing on his shoulders. We got lucky. It could have ended so much worse. But here's the thing. I am fully aware of what I'm getting myself into. I should have trusted my gut and ran the moment that they appeared. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt despite everything that's happened to me. You'd think that I'd be more cautious by now. Stop trying to blame yourself. I'm the one that brought you into that danger. And yet, you still jumped in and tried to save me, like you always do. Listen, I'm not mad at you. I never was. I'm just relieved that you're safe, and that we were able to make it out alive. Here, look at me. Do I look worse for wear? Aaron slowly cracks his right eye open between his fingers. What do you think? Collar looks good on me, right? He chuckles nervously before sliding his paw off of his face. Look, if we hadn't dealt with those guys, I probably wouldn't have landed a job with the Resistance. You're talking about the Lodestars. I heard. That's right. There's an old saying, even when you fall flat on your face, you're still moving forward. It's okay to make mistakes, Aaron. It just means that you're human. Or, well, Beastman. You get it. This was more than just a mistake, Cyrus. You can stay angry at yourself, but I've already forgiven you. I smile at him. You know, ever since we took that trip back to my old house, I've started looking at everything differently. We found those letters and something changed. The future feels brighter. And you did that for me, Aaron. How could I ever be mad at the person that makes me happy to be alive? He looks like he wants to cry, but he's holding himself back. What I'm trying to say is, I'm learning to look at the silver lining more these days. Here, give me your paw. What for? Just do it, please. Aaron holds his massive paw out to me. I try my best to wrap my pinky finger around his, though his is a lot thicker. Promise me that you'll move on from this. Aaron has a somber expression on his face. I know the world is a scary place, but I'm ready to experience it. I appreciate that you're so dedicated to protecting me, but I want to protect you too. I take a deep breath. And that's because I love you, Aaron. You mean a lot to me. So please take care of yourself and stop worrying about this. Instead of shaking my pinky, Aaron gently covers my hand with his paw. Thank you, Cyrus. Sorry. I didn't mean to make you worry. Same to you. Just know that I am here for you, okay? Okay. You mean a lot to me too. I'm really lucky to have a friend like you. You see me as more than a leader, and more than my past. There aren't many people like that in my life. I don't really have the option to be vulnerable in front of them. I nod. Aaron takes a deep breath and sighs. You said that you want me to move on, but the truth is, I think that's always been my problem. Hmm? There has been something that I've been meaning to bring up. I've just been too afraid to say it. Well, I have no plans for the day. Do you want to just sit here and talk? I'd like that. Alright, what's on your mind? How do I put this? Since I've been out, I've had all this time to just lay down and think about things. A lot of things. The biggest being that I think that it's time that I should move on. Back in Golden Requiem, I received a notification from an informant about a possible tip regarding Xavier. But it turns out that it was just a fluke. They had looked into the wrong person. So this was about Xavier. While I was wasting time on that, you were in trouble. And it's all because I left my mind get clouded thinking about Xavier. I told myself that it would be real quick, that it would be fine. Hell, I should have just called over Silva or Karain to keep watch. But I thought that I finally had something, anything. Just the tiniest glimmer of hope after all the radio silence. Maybe there was a chance that I could finally see him again. I don't even know if he's alive anymore. I still love him, I do. But after what happened, I had to take a step back and really think about everything. Even when we rescued you, I was too lenient. It's no wonder Kanto and Karain were on my case before. There's no hope for a leader like me, needlessly putting others' lives at risk. And so, I finally came to this conclusion. I need to focus on what's right in front of me and put my team first. Part of that is accepting that Xavier really might be gone. He squeezes my hand in his paw. Cyrus, I don't want to lose you, but my feelings for you are complicated. That's part of why I've been struggling so much in the past few days. Well, it's good to know that I'm not the only one struggling with this. What do you mean? Back in my hometown, I decided that it was time for me to move on from my past too. That includes moving on from Damien. He was everything to me. But he said to keep going, and to not hold myself back for his sake. I guess we're more alike than I thought, huh? If only they could see us now. Aaron sheepishly scratches the side of his cheek. Did you mean what you said? You love me? I do. He hesitates. Cyrus, I like you a lot. I've had some feelings for you for a while even. It's just, I'm not really sure. Like I said, it's complicated. Right, that's true. Is it? I mean, even if nothing comes of it, you're still my best friend. Aaron starts to grumble to himself. Well, now I feel guilty. I wish I had this figured out sooner. Don't worry, I probably should have put more thought into my confession. I scratch behind my head with my free hand. It was a spur-of-the-moment decision, but now I have to deal with the fact that my feelings are out there. Maybe it's for the best if we should just hold off on this. Give each other time to think about it. It doesn't mean that we can't try again later. Yeah, of course. We smile at each other. Though the tension should be broken, my chest still hurts with the guilt that I've kept hidden away. This nagging guilt that has been prickling at me for months. The truth is, I didn't come here just to confess my feelings, but I don't think that there will ever be a good time to tell him this. I take a deep breath. Um, Listen, I also have something that I've been meaning to bring up, but I could never find the right time. Huh? when I got my memories back, I was still a bit cautious of you all. I did keep one thing to myself. Back when I was still in Resume, I vaguely remember hearing someone mention the name Xavier. I can hear a shuddered gasp escape Aaron. He stares at me, mouth slightly agape. The nurses gossiped. A lot. I overheard a conversation between a few of them. I'm positive that I heard the name Xavier come up. The context wasn't so pretty, though. One time, they dropped by the containment room that I was being held in to check on my vitals. Ah, did you hear? They managed to find that one carrier that escaped recently. Oh, is that so? What was her name? Xavier. I'm pretty sure that I ran tests on him a long time ago. The higher-ups should consider themselves lucky. We hardly ever find them once they have escaped. This wouldn't be an issue in the first place if they just hired proper security. I'm not sure about that. I heard that there was informants working covertly in Resume. That's likely why there have been so many escapees in recent years. But you didn't hear that from me. It feels like you can't trust anyone anymore. All we can do is keep our heads low now. I'll tell you one more thing. No one will ever see that boy again. What do you mean? I heard whenever escapees ever return, they're locked away in the deepest confines of Resume. Even I don't have clearance for those areas. Oh my. What do they do with them? I wouldn't know. Resume becomes their coffin, so to speak. Resume sounds kind of scary, if I'm being honest. I've never been to the main headquarters before. I'm sure you will eventually, don't worry. It's actually quite beautiful inside and out. I see. I'm sorry. Maybe it's all just rumors. Maybe he is still alive and okay. I can't know that for sure. I just never said anything because I started to learn how close you and Xavier were. The more that I got to know you, the more dangerous it felt. I didn't want you to do something reckless. Aaron finally lets go of my hand and leans back to rest his head against the pillow. He stays quiet for a while, but he's smiling, though I can see a bit of sadness behind it. Aaron? Thanks for telling me, Cyrus. Maybe you were right to keep it from me all this time. Look what happened to us. I almost got you killed because of it. Aaron sighs and then stares up at the ceiling longingly. Xavier would be angry with me if he knew that I put others in danger for his sake. He pauses for a moment and takes a deep breath before looking back at me. It's just another thing for me to think about while I am on probation, I guess. Wait, what? Oh, right. Of course you wouldn't know. As of a few days ago, I've been officially placed on temporary leave. Titania was furious with me when I told her what happened, but I think she understood when I explained myself. Of course, she couldn't overlook my mistake either, hence my punishment. Ah, I'm sorry. I feel like that's my fault. It's all right. She told me that you were the one who snitched on me, though. I gulp, and Aaron chuckles. I deserve it. Don't worry, Cyrus. I'm a little surprised that she made you go underground, considering your injuries. Oh, actually, she came here. To my utter shock and surprise. Wait, you mean that she came to your room? Up to the higher levels of the base? You're kidding me. And after she went through a whole rant to me about how she's never left her room. Hey, I was surprised too. She wasn't taking the situation lightly, it seems. I'm not sure if I should be happy for her or concerned. I wonder what that's all about. I was so nervous. I didn't even think to ask. That's... wow. But I guess you're the one that I should blame for my scare of a lifetime, huh? Uh... I'll let it go, only because you must have made a good first impression to get hired. I'm proud of you. Good first impression might not be the best way to describe it, but thanks. It was definitely nerve-wracking, but it was worth it. I feel a little more relieved now. It seems Aaron has calmed down a bit. Ahem. So, how do you feel about your first mission? I'm a little nervous, to be honest, but also excited. I won't see you for a while. I think that's the part that I'm most worried about. We both look at each other with sheepish expressions. 6 months is a pretty long time, isn't it? Yeah. I was serious when I said that I had to move on. I need to accept that what I'm feeling in the present, and my feelings for you are very real. I blush a little. I know it's well in advance, but how about this? When you get back from your mission, why don't we go on a first date? I choke on my own spit. Pardon? Maybe that was too forward. I'm just joking. Half joking. Just trying to lighten the mood. You're trying to give me a heart attack. I'll miss moments like this, though. Titania says that there are waypoints that we can use to contact each other, but it'll be tough. That being said, I really am excited to go out into the world. I think that's what I like most about you, Cyrus. You're not afraid to go after what you want or what you think is right. It should be my job to inspire others to be better, but you're the one inspiring me. For what it's worth, I think you're a pretty great leader. You say that, but even I have a long way to go. Then just don't forget all the progress that you've already made, okay? Alright, I'll try not to. The same goes for you, rookie. You really did kick some ass out there, by the way. I chuckle. I guess I am the rookie of the team now. Don't worry, Captain. I've got your back. I go along with his playfulness, but he replies sincerely. Thank you, Cyrus. Let's see. What else do I need? With my Axiom screen out, I go over the little belongings that I have. My bed has a lot of miscellaneous things I like to bring, but don't need. I already stored away all the stuff that I got from Golden Requiem and a few sets of clothes. Food and water could be an issue, but I'm sure Silver knows how to handle that. Then there's our transportation. Surely they wouldn't give us an in-vehicle just for the two of us. I wonder if Titania has something planned for that. While lost in thought, I hear the door open behind me. Silver peeks his head in before making his way inside, the door closing behind him shortly after. Looks like someone's anxious. Just preparing, that's all. I take it you've been briefed? Yup, Madame Pink Pantsuit just gave me the details. Silver rolls his eyes. Of course she put me on another long-term trip. She probably just thinks you're capable. Yeah, well, I think she's an annoying bitch. Harsh. That's me putting it lightly. Don't worry, I'm sure she's said far worse about me. I think she cares about you in her own very weird way. I still can't bring myself to forgive her. She knew what Ash was going through living there. That's fair. Here we go. And besides all that, she's always been getting in my business. That does seem like her MO, being the intelligence officer and all. I don't think that we'll ever see eye to eye. Ash likes her just fine. He's forgiving like that. Not me, though. He coughs, finally realizing he's gone off on another rant. Anyway, do you want some help preparing? Couldn't hurt. I've never taken a trip this long before. Try not to overthink it. While you're on the road, we only need a couple of weeks' supplies at a time. Silver takes out the screen on his right axiom. We're going to be covering a pretty large area. We'll be able to port from time to time, but we'll be traveling by foot for the rest of the way. I groan. Not much of a walker, huh? I used to run with my boyfriend, but it's been years. Many years. You'll have time to get used to it. We need to keep a low profile. Speaking of, how do you feel about chokers? Excuse me? You don't want to look like one of those idiots in Resoom, so we need to cover your Arcadia collars somehow. Oh, that's a good idea. If someone knew what it was, it'd be a dead giveaway. Yeah, I'd rather us avoid another stupid mistake. I pause. He said that with some spite in his voice. Everything good? You know we're roommates, right? I know you, and you're not exactly subtle when you're mad about something. He crosses his arms and scowls. I went to visit Aaron recently. He told me everything. I wasn't really thrilled when I heard about what happened at Golden Requiem. You didn't yell at him, did you? Of course not. I'm not gonna kick a man while he's down. Doesn't mean that I wasn't angry about it. Aaron and I talked about it already. It's fine. Really? It's really fine that you almost died? I had faith in him keeping you safe, considering it's kind of his job in the first place. Silver. He was careless and stupid. It sucks about Xavier, but he's still our leader and he failed you. I never met the guy. I don't have any attachments to him like the others do. He needs to get a grip already. I sigh, frustrated, and then address him firmly. Just let it go. Trust me when I say that he regrets it, okay? Silver breaks eye contact to stare at the floor. He looks annoyed at first, but he seems to relax again. Sorry. It just didn't sit well with me is all. Believe me, I get it. Just let's forget about it, okay? Silver sighs and drops his arms to the side. Fine. Sorry. I run my fingers through my long locks. Oh yeah, I didn't get to tell you, but I have to get my hair dyed. Or rather, I was ordered to as a new member of the Resistance. Silver chuckles. Titania, I assume. Yeah, I don't have a choice. It's that or get fired. Well, now that you're officially going to be out in the field, it only makes sense. Gotta keep a low profile like me. Become a shadow. By the way, you know that there will be more than a few nights where you won't be able to bathe, right? Ew. I'll try to look for some dry shampoo then. Silver snickers. I'm kidding, mostly. We can rent a portable bath and store it in one of our axioms. Oh, thank God. Still, we should stock up on toiletries. We can go shopping if you'd like. I've been shopping a lot lately. I might try to order stuff this time. Sounds good to me. Less effort too. What about you? Need any help? This ain't my first rodeo. I'll figure it out when we get closer. I take the next few seconds to finalize my inventory. During that time, I think back on my previous conversation with Kanto. They weren't in the best shape last we spoke. Is he okay with Silver going away for this long? Well, Silver's here now, so it doesn't hurt to ask. Oh, by the way, how did Kanto take it? You know, the whole 6-month mission thing? Silver doesn't reply. You did tell him, right? The silence is deafening. Silver? I'll tell him in a few days. I think you should tell him now. Again, it's not like this is new to us. It's fine. I consider bringing up Kanto's feelings, but that wouldn't be fair to him. Well, whatever you think is best. Just make sure to tell him soon, okay? Anyway, I just need to pick up something up. I gotta head out in a sec. Busy as usual. You know it. Oh, are you free on Thursday? As far as I know. Why? Silver looks towards the door to make sure that we're alone, even though we're in our room. He gets real close and then whispers something to me. How do you handle surprises? It varies, I guess. Silver has a mischievous look on his face. Do you want me to spoil you? I don't know. Sure. They're going to throw you a party on Thursday to celebrate your first mission. It was Karain's idea. You told me before, Kanto? That's not important. What's important is for you to be ready. For what, a party? It's going to be a long time before you see everyone. You'll want to make the most of it. I see. That's oddly sentimental, coming from you. What's that supposed to mean? Is it weird that I'll miss my friends? Not at all. I know I will. I'm just getting nervous, again. I wish I was as calm as you are about it. I'm gonna miss everyone. Don't be nervous. We're going to have a good time digging up a bunch of rocks. When you put it like that, I can't wait. I say sarcastically. Still, we laugh. Just a few more days. So, the most important thing right off the bat, because that's gonna come back to bite Silver in the butt real soon. So, obviously, things are not that great with Silver and Kanto. Silver, there's something that is keeping him from being able to, I guess, talk really with Kanto, tell him what's going on, and really, basically just tell him what's going on. It's keeping Kanto in the dark, and that's not really something that you want to do in a relationship. You do have to communicate, especially if there's something wrong. Even if you think that something bad is going to happen, you have to talk. Well, there's going to be a party. A party for Cyrus's first mission, his first, long-term mission. The mission where he's going to be gone for 6 months. Perhaps this is also where Cyrus and Cooper will ultimately reunite. It's not even I know reunite sounds nice. It's ultimately where Cooper and Cyrus will bump into each other again and shenanigans will happen. And of course, Lance meaning Cooper, the poor guy, he accepted a Faustian deal. Now he is stuck having to comply with his boss's, demands. And, his boss being the walking corpse. It's not even walking corpse, it's just the living corpse. I have a theory about what is going to happen in the end with Darius and Cyrus, particularly because of what Darius wants from Cyrus. I'm pretty sure that it is not his heart in the metaphorical sense. I'm pretty sure it's his heart in the literal sense. And if that's the case, considering what Cyrus has been doing lately, the amount of damage that has been happening, I'm inclined to believe something's gonna ultimately happen. But we'll have to see. Anyways, what else? What other important information? Oh, of course. How could I forget? Cyrus and Axel. Finally, Cyrus has told Axel the truth. Well, not even the truth. It's more or less what Cyrus knows. What he's been keeping from Axel all this time. That Xavier may or may not be alive. That Xavier may or may not be held in a secret facility within the deepest reaches of Resoom. It would be hilarious if it turned out that Xavier was actually the person that Cooper was taking care of. But I'm pretty sure Xavier would be able to recognize Lance. Unless he's suffering from amnesia. But even then, Lance should be able to recognize him. It's probably gonna end up being Diana, isn't it? Ugh. I don't want Diana or anyone else to be alive. I know that sounds mean, but like, please don't. Don't do that, Jericho, please. It's probably gonna happen that it's gonna be Diana. Because I'm more than positive that Damien is dead as a doorknob. He ain't coming back. He's dead. He's not even the reincarnation. Axel isn't even the reincarnation of Xavier. It's just he's dead. Moving on. But yeah, these two have to move on. Cyrus moving on from Damien, and hopefully having something blossom with Aaron, aka Axel, and Axel being able to perhaps move on from Xavier. Although, if Xavier is still around, that's gonna complicate things, but we'll see. Anywho, so, what are your thoughts? Thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play Remember the Flowers yourself, you can do so by going down into the link in the description, which should have a direct link to the itch.io page for Remember the Flowers, where you can download it and play it there. Or you can just go to itch.io yourself, and I'm pretty sure most of you have already done this and play it yourself. And I will also be posting down a link for their Patreon, where you can get early access to builds of Remember the Flowers. And if you do that, you will actually get early access to a little something special, which I will talk about in the next video. But let me tell you, it's nice. It's something that you guys will love, which is hidden in the gallery and hidden right here, where I'm highlighting it. But yeah, only Patreons get to see that right now. Anywho, so yeah, if you want some Remember the Flowers merch, you can go to Popcorn Press. If you have the game, you can just click right here, or just go to popcornpress.com and go right there. And speaking of that, a little something special will be happening within the month of May, so depending on when this goes out, keep an eye out. It's a giveaway. I'm doing a giveaway for Popcorn Press gift cards. Yeah, anyways, so that's happening in May, not right now, not in April, not in June, in May 2024. Anyway, so yeah, I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.